I'm joined by the Greek Minister of Tourism, Harry Theoharis, who joins me now from Athens. Hello there to you. Many thanks for taking the time to join us on the programme. So as we were just saying, Greece has managed to keep numbers low, but opening up to tourism is a risky business. And when foreign visitors come, at the moment at least, there are no plans for mandatory quarantining or mandatory testing. Some might argue that you're putting the economy above the lives of people, that you're putting people's lives at risk.
No, that's not the case at all. What we're trying to do is use the same recipe, if you like, that has proven very successful, but the focus is now slightly different. We're still remaining vigilant in terms of our health of our people and of our visitors, but we are beginning to loosen up the restrictions, as every other country has. Now, we heard the same fears, if you like, when we initially started loosening the internal restrictions, but this has not resulted in any spike of any sort. So we're still relying on our health experts, and we're creating this process step by step, and we're doing it with their help. And we're also monitoring every step of the way. So we will not hesitate to take the tough decisions, like we did when this whole story began. Those tough decisions led to our success. We still continue on the same path.
Okay, same recipe, you say, but these are very different circumstances when you welcome visitors from abroad. So what will the parameters be when you decide which visitors from what countries can come? And how will you monitor them when they are within your country?
Yes, well, we have, in order to ensure that we have the complete health situation under control, we have a number of decisions that we're making. The first one is we're waiting for the exact criteria and the list of countries that will be the countries that we start with on the 15th of June. That list will be expanded significantly from the 1st of July, and effectively we will then monitor the countries that are still left with restrictions from then onwards in a regular basis every 15 days. This is one pillar. So only health epidemiological criteria will be in that list. The second is that we are keeping the control, the tests, random tests, to ensure that we monitor the situation and we know exactly how much risk, if you like, quote unquote, we're importing through the opening of the borders. The third is the strict hygienic protocols. We were one of the first countries to publish those protocols last week. And with those protocols, we will ensure that the enterprises do not spread the disease should there be cases within hotels or other touristic enterprises. And the final is a complete plan to deal with such eventuality, including strengthening of the health system in the places where we'll have many tourists.
Okay, well, Minister, I'd just like to come back to this issue of testing, because Iceland, which has gone through a very similar path as your country has, with low numbers of coronavirus cases, has decided to reopen its borders to tourism, but will test tourists on arrival. Now, just very briefly, why will you not be testing tourists on arrival?
Now, this was a strategy that we considered as well. I mean, we thought that if this had any scientific merit, we would be glad to do that and put this as a precondition for traveling. However, our health experts, together with, as the way I understand it, with ECDC as well, I mean, on a European level, there is no consensus that these tests offer any sort of extra protection. So we will go with the scientific advice, and I'm not judging it. I'm not saying this is a good advice or not. We have trusted the experts from day one. This has worked out, so we will continue doing so.
Okay, tourism is clearly vital to Greece's economy. Greece is emerging now with kind of from years of austerity. So how bad a hit is it for you that the tourism sector is going to be greatly reduced this year? And how many tourists do you hope to welcome?
Well, we said from the start that we will put livelihoods as a first priority, and we will do whatever it takes to protect those lives, including accepting the consequences of reduced economic activity. So this is not an issue for us. We decided early on. The Prime Minister was very decisive and took tough decisions early on. So this is a conscious decision on our part. Having said that, we believe that the health situation is becoming better in many countries, so this is the time to gradually lift those restrictions. So we feel that there is still enough time to regain some of the lost ground, but this year, everybody knows that, is not going to be the same year like last year. It cannot be judged with the numbers and the type of tourism that we used to have in 2019 or 2018. So we're doing the best out of a very difficult situation. And if you like, we want to use this opportunity, a refound branding, our successes in the health sector, to be able to gain from a much smaller pie, perhaps a bigger share.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us on the programme. The Greek Minister of Tourism, Harry Theotharis.